Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to look at Vulcan Forge, PYR, see what's going on. Got a lot of requests for this one recently. I can totally see why. But it's also one that we talked about yesterday in a roundtable discussion where we were thinking that it's going to break out and continue, and it looks like it's definitely trying. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. If you're not currently a community member, consider joining. We got over 300 members, and in the last 15 years of trading, I've been learning and growing and hoping to help other people trade. So if you can learn something here today, it'd be great. If not, that's okay too. Maybe we'll find some help for you in the next one. But yeah, CryptoCache.tech is a website if you want to become a better trader. I send out signals. I have a trading academy and community. We all learn and grow together. It's an amazing experience. Thank you so much to my current community members for requesting I cover this. We'll go ahead and take a look. So PYR, let's start with the obvious. And this, I believe, is actually a point of potential contention. Right there at this most recent high of $14.55, we can see the 200-day SMA trending there. That being said, that could potentially work as a resistance level, but we could also see some volume here increasing and the price come up to a nice little breakout and to get a push to the upside once more. Now, the likelihood of that happening is 50-50. I'll be honest with you. It's not like a strong likelihood. We need to see more volume, which we have seen here, but it needs to be consistent. So if we have more volume here today and it continues, then we will definitely be able to break that resistance level. But just know the 200 is notoriously a strong resistance. Here at the 50 is kind of a support. So worst case scenario, 10.5 essentially would be a worst case. But generally speaking, here's how we can identify a breakout, right? I just want to kind of throw this out here so you know. When you see a descending type of trend line that is broken essentially with some sideways action, that acknowledges the fact that you're no longer in a downtrend, okay? So once you break that essentially, this was kind of the breaking point here, kind of giving us that validation we broke this trend. We're no longer making lower highs. I mean, truth be told, this is a lower high, but generally speaking, there's more potential for the next one to be higher, right? Or for lack of better terms, this is a higher low, or higher high, sorry. Higher high, and this is a higher high, right? So again, just something to acknowledge. When you start seeing higher highs as a change of lower highs, that's a first step in the right direction. It kind of tells us that we're either a channel trading or ascending type of pattern. Next thing you want to look at is a kind of continuation, right? Higher lows. If you see higher lows and the price going up from there, that's a great consideration to help you understand that, hey, we're making an ascending type of pattern, right? When these lows keep getting higher, that tells you the price is going up. And what it does, it usually works itself into a little bit of a wedge. Big surprise, this coin here worked itself into a wedge and effectively broke out. All right. So again, very good stuff here in that sense. I do think that Vulcan Forge is able to continue to maintain, but just so you know, that is how you can identify a breakout there. When you see a descending type of pattern break, right? We discontinue the lower highs. We start making higher highs, but more importantly, we establish higher lows. Usually it'll start to, again, kind of squeeze itself in there and then take off. So once again, that's kind of generally what we're looking at here for Vulcan Forged. So now that we're here, how's it going to maintain? Is it going to continue up higher? Well, first thing we need to acknowledge too, minus the fact that the 200 SMA is working as resistance, is 70 on the RSI. 70 on the RSI is working as a resistance presently, so until it can break above that point, we can continue, or consider rather, that the price may retrace. And obviously it's a little too early to tell. We'll look at smaller time frames, but in the big picture here, we have potential of a rejection at that price point. So what will probably have to happen is volume, the volume needs to add. We need to add to the volume profile sideways, build a stronger base of volume here, and then leg up. Or obviously there's the point in which we can just get more volume in general and have a lot more volume today, and then that'll push the price action up to 70 plus in the RSI. And that could effectively work as a support level. But the key takeaway here is that you can see there was a resistance at about 13.15 yesterday that's now considered a potential support. So likelihood of it coming down to 13.15 if it were to retrace is basically the support level we can anticipate. All right, that's generally the concept. So take a look here at the 4 hour. This is kind of a very large and ugly one, but we do have a unique kind of pattern here, right? We got this, I guess you could say, cup, right? Kind of ugly. But more importantly, you have this second attempt here, this handle. You can have a handle without a cup, honestly, and it still works just fine. The key is, again, volume. With this increased volume here, just say we get a nice amount of volume in this 4 hour time frame, we should be looking pretty good to be able to get the price action higher. So it's basically making higher highs at this point and still higher lows. So again, we're looking pretty good in that general sense here. I like what I see. The moving averages are also below the price action. That's important. The only thing I don't love is that we're above 70 on the RSI on the 4 hour. However, you can see it worked as a support. So you can see the price kind of comes down here, and we essentially got that little bounce. So the likelihood of, again, a continuation of the upside is greater in that general sense based on the increased amount of volume in the last 24 to 40 hours. All right. As long as we can continue to maintain this volume profile, or just this amount of volume, then Vulcan Forge will probably continue to progress higher. Just know this is a resistance level at 1450 is a close approximate, and the 200-day SMA is going to potentially reject us there, as well as a 70 RSI on the 1 day. Okay, so again, at this point, 4 hour looks pretty decent, but we gotta just anticipate the fact that a turnaround is potential, or just more consolidation at the current price point. Because even though, yes, this is almost a full 24 hours at 1315, I think we need a little bit more volume to get there. But all in all, we're in really good shape here. Honestly, we look at the 4 hour, or the 1 hour rather, we're at a 4. We have potential of 5 more hours of continuation of the upside to potentially test and break this level of 1450. Again, the volume increases, which we've seen here actually technically in the last 4 hours, then we can continue. So this is actually looking like it's primed and ready to go. It's trying to push to get to that point, which is excellent. Last thing I want to look at is the cloud. And we are holding above the cloud. We've basically been trending above the cloud the whole time. That's fantastic. Lagging span just broke free, and the conversion line's above the baseline. So we literally have all green lights here for Vulcan Forged to effectively anticipate the price is going to go up versus going down. So the micro is looking very good. The macro's slightly overextended, but with more volume, we'll be able to get this to break higher. So honestly, Vulcan Forge is looking very good. I think we're going to expect to see a breakout here soon. Will it be crazy, as hard as this most recent one? Maybe not, but it'll still be pretty good. So big picture, where's this going to be? Let's just go with an estimate here. So in the last, that was approximately 2 weeks of trading, we've seen an 81% increase. In order to get another 45% roughly, to up to about $21, we need to see the same amount of volume as we've seen the last 2 or 3 days, and help continue that to push higher. We need to break through this resistance on the 1 day at the 200-day SMA and effectively get to that point. So for lack of better terms, there's still some road to cover. There's still some ground to cover. We've got some key level resistances coming up as well, 1520 and possibly even 1608. Well, once we get past this little resistance channel here, we'll be in good shape to be able to see the price probably hit 21 within perhaps the next couple weeks, but more likely a month or two. That's my speculation. So again, all good stuff here from Vulcan Forge. I really like what I see. I think a breakout or a continuation is very, very high right now. So I hope that you found benefit here, of course. If you did, comment below, like and subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And if you're not currently a community member, CryptoCache.tech is a site. I cover all this with my members. We talk about this regularly, and I send out signals for every trade that I take. And this is probably going to become a swing trade signal here for us based on the way it's breaking out. Increased volume. I really like what I see here so far. So thanks again for joining me. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.